Hello again, everybody. Today we're at the LeMarr Cemetery. We're in the Speedwell community of Claiborne County, Tennessee. Now, the reason why I love the Speedwell community is it has really got some old settlers in it. The people used to use the river and settle the river before it became North Lake. So there is a lot of history here. So let's see where this one's at and see who we can find. It's south of Highway 63, and it's off of Dan Bean Lane at the Flat Hollow Road. Now, Flat Hollow is a road that goes towards North Lake. And the cemetery has at least 17 burials that were part of the Norris Dam relocation project in 1935. And like I've said before in my videos, I have numerous family members, grandparents, great-grandparents that was removed because of the Norris Dam project. But, so all the people that were moved had the surname of LeMarr. So there's 93 people buried here, and the oldest burial that we could find was 1833, so you know it's going to be an old one. So let's get started, not waste any more time. We got David Ivo Brantley. He was born in November of 1951, and he passed away only 1 month later. Larry Marvin Brantley, 1954 to 1991. And we know that he was born in Michigan. John Bratcher, 1780, oh, here we go, 1780, 1866. We believe that he was possibly an early settler of this area. Now, his grave was moved to this cemetery due to this Norris Dam project, but there's no picture of it, so we know he was moved. And then we have Annie Brown, 1882 to 1968. Her husband, Ayers Brown, 1875 to 1943. Here's an unusual name, Icy. For back then, Icy Brown. Born May the 12th, 1943, and only lived for 1 day. J.A. Brown, 1856 to 1928. Leona Brown, 1902 to 1987. Robert Brown, 1906 to 1986. Now, wait a minute. Let me go back up to Leona. Did I say 1902 to 1987, I hope? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Jessie Carr, she was born and she died May 9th of 1914. And these are her parents, Joseph Hobart Carr, 1897 to 1974, and Minnie Big Moyers Carr, 1890 to 1951. And we found a really good picture of them. Next we have Raymond Thomas Dapney, 1949 to 1955, just a young child. Temperance. Now, Temperance was a common name back then, and they called her Tempa Bratcher Davis, 1802 to 1882. And no pictures of her grave that we could find, but we do know that she was born in Tennessee. We have Martha LeMarr Ellington. Here's another one, 1768 to 1839. So I would say she's an early settler. Now, she was born in Washington County, Virginia, and we also do not have a picture of her grave. Then there's Huey Benjamin, they called him Benny Ellison Jr., 1929, 1995, with his father, Huey Benjamin Ellison Sr., 1887 to 1929, and he died a few months before Benjamin Jr. was born. So, poor thing grew up without a father. There's Coram Harvey, 1879 to 1960. Beside him is his wife, Jana Pierce Harvey, 1885 to 1969. And then here's another photo of the family. And we believe the two adults standing in this picture are Cora and Janie. Then there's Blanche Jeanette Brown Hooks, 1930 to 1999. Her son, Robert Kyle Hooks, born and died May the 15th of 1957. Donnie Hurst, 1957 to 2011. Rosanna Hurst, 1939 to 2013. Alma McCarty Leach, 1908 to 1942. Alvada, I'm sorry if I butcher, Carr Leach, 1915 to 1951. Her husband, James Troy Leach, 1908 to 1984. Then there's a Dewey Oscar Leach, 1935 to 2000. Eugene Leach, 1959 to 1986. George Melvin Leach, 1875 to 1933. And beside him is his wife, Mary Leach, 1873 to 1930. We found a really good picture of them. Look at that. We have James Harvey Leach, 1907 to 1966. James Oscar Leach, 1957 to 1986. Letha Cleo Leach, she was born and she died on February 26th of 1930. Then we have Elizabeth LeMarr, and she went by Betsy. We don't have a specific date for her and her husband, John LeMarr. Now, he was born in 1750, but we couldn't find a date death for him. And they was probably both born in Maryland and married there. We're thinking what we could find on them, they was married around 1768. So we got some early settlers here. And thinking maybe they may have died in around the 1820s. Then we got Effie Inez LeMarr, 1911 to 1914, only 3 years old. And her mother, Josie James Richardson LeMarr, 1889 to 1950, is buried right next to her. And here's a picture of Rosie and Effie's father, Vachel LeMarr Sr. Moving on, we have Frances Melinda Wright LeMarr, 1852 to 1896. No picture of their grave, but the picture shows her sitting that we found on your left, and it shows her husband, Isaac Newton LeMarr, on your right. Now, he's not buried there. He's buried in a different cemetery altogether. Next, we have James Floyd LeMarr, 1860 to 1910. And we have a picture of him and his wife, Sarah. And then we have his wife, Sarah, Jane McCarty LeMarr, 1861 to 1950. No pictures of her grave. But in this photo, she's taken with her daughter, Alma. And the picture was taken around 1915. Then we have James Madison LeMarr, 1831 to 1915. No photo of his grave, but we did find a picture of him. Look at that. And we have his wife, and listen to her name, Obedience Mary Davis LeMarr. And they called her Biddy. I like that. 1931 to 1902. And we couldn't find a picture of her grave, but we know that she was born in Tennessee. Now, when we say we can't find a picture, a lot of times, especially these very older graves in these old cemeteries that TVA had the removal, a lot of them just have rock markers. So that's probably the reason why in this situation in the LeMarr family, they probably only had rock markers at the time. And the cemetery that they was removed from kept records, of course, so they knew who they was digging up, but, you know, no new markers. So next we have Amelia Lumpkins, 1846 to 1927. Clyde Lumpkins, he was born November the 8th of 1919, and he only lived a day. Then we have somebody from the McCarty family. The only date that we could find was 1928. And next is Cora Elsie Leach McCarty, 1908 to 1948. We have a picture of Cora and her husband, James. And he is right next to her, and he was 1901 to 1961. And then we found another picture of James and Cora. And James was a preacher. Now we have James M. McCarty, 1817 to 1912. And we know that he was born in Culpeper County, Virginia. James served in the Company C of the 1st Tennessee Infantry in the Union Army during the Civil War. He fought alongside one of his sons who was killed in Georgia during that war, and they served with some of my husband, Greg's, ancestors. That's pretty cool to know. Next we have his wife, Olivia May Branscombe McCarty. I called her Ollie, 1823 to 1885. We have a picture of her and James. And then here's another one of their sons, William N. McCarty, 1844 to 1872. He also served in the Civil War in Company H of the 9th Tennessee Cavalry in the Union Army. And here's the old picture of William in his uniform. That's really cool to find. And here's another of James and Olivia's sons, James Wesley McCarty Jr., 1852 to 1912. And we have his wife, Mary Jane Lynch McCarty, 1854 to 1925. No picture of her grave, but we do have a picture of her. Look at there. Next we have James and Mary's son, Joseph Lafayette McCarty. And they called him Fate, 1890 to 1950. And then we have his wife beside him, Pearl Rogers McCarty, 1902 to 1928. Then there's Sarah A. McCarty, 1879 to 1884, and she was only 5 years old. That's sad. And then we have little Sarah's mother, Sophia Elizabeth Wells McCarty, called her Lizzie, 1857 to 1908. Roy G. Moore, 1914 to 1915. And then we have one of James and Olivia McCarty's daughters, Elizabeth A. McCarty Overbay, 1846 to 1913. Next is Angeline Leach Ray, 1901 to 1951. And next to her is her husband, James Robert Berlin Ray, 1902 to 1936. Then there's Clarence Ray, 1908 to 1943. Sarah M. Childers Ray, 1871 to 1950. Found a great picture of her. Then there's Luther Riding Sr., 1904 to 1942. Pet Rogers, that's right, Pet is his name, 1837 to 1921. Twin sisters, Carolyn Ann and Marilyn Lynn Russell. They were born October the 20th of 1965, and both of them passed away the very next day. That's sad. And then we have their infant brother who was born, and he died on June the 18th of 1964. So they had 3 children pass away in a year. That's crazy. And here's their father, William Lacey Russell, 1919 to 1975. And we have a picture of him as a young man. and William was a veteran of the U.S. Army. Now, this is a picture of him in the Army, and here's another picture of him while he was in the Army. And then next, we have William's son, William Michael Russell, called him Mike, 1954 to 2016. And here's a picture of him as a young man. And then here's another picture of him. Then we have J.E. Smith, 1908 to 1909, only a year old. Carolyn K. Leach Suttles, 1963 to 2011. Bertha M. Ray Thomas, 1899 to 1927. You'll notice that there is a lamb on top of her headstone. And, whenever I see a lamb, I think automatically, oh, it's a baby. Well, I found that's not true in all cases, because I found many lambs that they are adults. So that doesn't mean anything if you just see a lamb. You have to look at the dates. Then we have Freda H. Thomas. She was born November the 29th of 1924 and passed away 7 months later. Ruth Annabelle Thomas. She was born on August 23rd of 1923, and she passed away 6 months later. And there's 13 people buried here. No pictures of the grave, but we're going to mention their names anyway because they deserve it. Bill Baker, 1903 to 1963. Ada LeMarr Baker, they called her Alma, 1905 to 1979. Gayle or Gail A. Baker, no dates. Glenn White Bartley, he was born on April the 23rd of 1917, only lived for 15 days. David Franklin LeMarr, 1869 to 1899. We have 5 infants from the LeMarr's family, and we couldn't find any dates for them either. And we believe that they were part of the TVA grave removal. So let's just keep moving on. We got John M. LeMarr, 1880 to 1883, only 3 years old. Margaret Matilda LeMarr, 1877 to 1881, only 4 years old. And Mary Obedience, there's that name again, that was very popular. LeMarr, 1885 to 1887, only 2. A lot of children. Minerva L. LeMarr, 1864 to 1908. Minnie V. LeMarr, 1899 to 1900, only a year old. C.E. Miller. We have no dates for this person at all. Then we have an infant of the Murray family, or Murray family, the way the spelling looks like Murray. And this baby was born and it died September the 9th of 1963. And the last person in this cemetery is Lucinda Thomas. And we couldn't find a birth date, but she died April the 21st, 1933. Then again, that could be born and died in a lot of those cases. And that's going to wrap up our look at the LeMarr Cemetery. Now, there is some history laying there. Some early settlers, a lot of Union soldiers, and just, I would like to know where the LeMarr family's original place was they was buried. And sometimes you can find that out. If you do enough little digging and researching, you can find it out where the actual cemetery was. But we would like to thank you for watching and subscribing. And I hope you guys see my new books that came out. Like I said, the first one's just a paperback. It's nothing special. It's something to throw in the car, to write something in, to journal in, whatever. And the hardback is a little bit more precise. That would be something you could write in and give a gift to. And then I have a new one coming out very, very soon. And it has nothing to do with this channel, Appalachian Cemetery Hunting. It's actually a memoir of all the stories that my father had told growing up during the Great Depression in Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. So be looking for that one. Like I said, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.